You can't choose what to do. Do you know what I mean? The pressure's the pressure, the angle's the angle, and the line's the line. What's more important than anything else is that I just bleed in. Yeah. Each time, interestingly, all three individuals, they turn their shoulder for the big shot. He's got a set format where he leads here and then see this shoulder turn. So the upshot's exactly the same again. What is a little bit different is moving out of the other side and it's a tad higher. So I'm just going to accentuate, go. What's more important than anything else is that I hold. Do you want to throw two?
Yeah.
Well, is that I hold everything together. So you can see I'm still square. I've still got my feet under my body. I'm still pushing up through the line. I've still achieved 45 degrees. I'm still looking for all the same things. Snow is a little bit different. For some odd reason, Tom needs a little bit higher. He's a bit broader on this side than he is on the other. Go. But the exchange is identical. And this is just based on who he is. You know, all you're talking about is one man and two fists. When I was putting my system together, what was massively important was that we tested everything and that we fit a solution or operate a solution based on commonality. That means like everything that we passed down to you was pressure tested through a piece of kit like this. But more than that, I'd take my biggest student, my strongest student, my most technical student, somebody that doesn't belong to the gym, somebody that's not even familiar with what we do, and I get them all to try and hit me as hard and fast as they can. And you get a pattern. And then from that pattern, then you can understand what is the generic play, what is the largest expectation of human beings, when in this set scenario. You end up the same. It's bizarre for people as well. You've got to think, most people step back, duke it out. So people aren't used to being pressurized by another individual. So they're not used to somebody holding their ground and giving a pressure back. But what is interesting, like we spoke about yesterday, is that you have inbuilt reflex patterns that kind of start to operate on your behalf when things get dangerous or when pressure starts to affect the spinal column. And that's kind of how you find this vein, where everybody throws a straight shot with the first, but even if they're throwing a straight shot with the second, they turn the shoulder to try and amp up the power. I'm not the first person to discover this. Somebody made Wing Chun. But can you see that half of these devices that I'm using, they're all contained inside of the dummy. It might look abstract to you on the surface, but actually when we add a couple of punches and get somebody to try and hit you in the head, then they materialise. But this is it here, this pulling. What's important about that is that you can rid yourself instantaneously of all the different ways that people purport to why you need a set technique or why you need a set hand. They might say you need a bong sao because of this, this and this, or you might need a tan sao because of this, this and this. But you strip it back and then you do the test and you repeat, and all of a sudden you know exactly why you need a lap. You know exactly when and why you need a palm. And you know exactly why you should palm it ahead of a bong. And you should know exactly where a bong is taking you. And then we can feed that back to you. And then there's absolutely no, everything's clear and concise. You take away all the misconception, and then what you're left with is a clear blueprint that you can work from. It's more important than anything else. From here, I can lean out with my quad. And again, the other thing I can do is put it into a gun. So you see how one leads to the next and change position. I'm still hunting the outside. If I quans out, I'm still inside 45 degrees. But if I glance out, then I bring myself to 45, and now I can start to move around the back. If he sends you too narrow lines, you have to do something. If the punches come out too fast, you have to do something different. If one's narrow, one's broad, you have to do something different again. It's not your choice. But the good news is that human nature is very predictable, especially if they're not trained in a set fashion.
whereby there is a base expectation of how an individual will fare or what an individual will do to try and gain an advantage should their first punch fail. And the system's built around that.
Here's my Quan. I can pull it down and open from here and exactly a finish. If it's too quick, I bounce out and move out that way instead.
Is that interesting? Yeah, good. Okay, because I don't want you coming here and then just think that you're playing a load of classical shapes. All right, they're passed down over a long period of time, but it's exceptionally practical. All it's about doing really is holding your ground, flooding the position, to pick up a pressure, to get to an angle, to lock down a position, to take a shot. And the idea is that if you can do that, you can finish the fight quicker and safer than you could do if you're moving around trying to fight a free individual, an individual that retains freedom over his position and balance. That's the difference.
If I decide I don't want to be inside, then I go on. And I can knock him down this way, and then take him down and hit him here. You see?
Remember, when you're in receipt of pressure, it's not your choice. A very famous man once said, your enemy will show you how to hit him. And he was absolutely right. Because when you exact that pressure in, you will receive a feeling back. And if you work with the pressure you receive, it will guide you to the necessary position and allow you to exact your return.